All right, welcome everybody. This is episode 16 of Hump Day Hangouts with Semantic Mastery. I'm Adam Moody, and this is Bradley Benner. Take it away, Bradley.
Hey guys, yeah, as Adam said, it's Friday. I'm sorry, Wednesday, Hump Day,
Been a busy week.
February 18th. This is, I guess, episode 16 now. So I want to welcome everybody here. We got a ton of questions to go through already, and we got a couple announcements we want to get through as well. So I guess I'll start right with that. Let me get rid of this lower third because it's taking up too much room. There we go. All right, so we got a couple things we want to talk about. First and foremost, by the way, guys, a little housekeeping on the events page itself. You guys, please feel free to post your questions there. We've got a lot of questions already, which I have been encouraging you guys to do, which is to post the questions ahead of time on the events page. And since we've got a bunch of them already, we're going to go through those first. So if you guys want to be sure that your questions get answered, then please post them on the events page ahead of time, because it's first come, first serve. We start at the bottom, so the oldest questions post first and work our way up. And so, you know, if you're attending live and you've got some questions and they don't get answered in these used to be 30 minutes, but they're going an hour now every week. And we're cutting it off at an hour because that's all we can do. So we'll try to get to your questions, get them in early. If you don't get them answered this week, then put them on the events page for next week. The earlier the better. Let's put it that way. So, anyways, glad to have everybody here, and I'm going to make the announcement first about YouTube Silo Academy. I posted it already on the events page, youtube.silo.academy. I'll post it again. Check it out. We just released that today. It's only $7. Yeah, Adam just posted the link again, I believe. It's only $7. If you don't have it, check it out. It's very, very powerful strategy for ranking YouTube videos. It's all on, it has to do with on-page, creating playlists, silos with playlists. Very powerful strategy. I don't know why people don't talk about this more, but you know, maybe I'm glad they haven't. So check that out. It's very inexpensive. Those of you that are IFTTT purchasers or IFTTT SEO Academy members, we're going to send out the survey after this event. After today, after the webinar, and you guys will have the opportunity, if you complete the survey, to get that for free. So just keep that in mind. And by the way, anybody that has not purchased IFTTT SEO Academy, if you want to get YouTube Silo Academy free, then just purchase it now, between now and Friday, because at Friday at noon we're taking the survey down. So if you want to get it, just purchase it and then reach out to us on support with your PayPal transaction ID and say that you just purchased it, and we'll send you the survey individually as you comes in. So, but otherwise, it's only a $7 product. It's totally worth it, though. There's 10 videos in there. I try to over-deliver, guys, so hopefully you'll see the power in there as well. It's really, really cool. And we'll talk very briefly about, I want to kind of show you guys some examples of what the training is about, so that you recognize the value of it and really the power that it can bring. So let me pull up a link real quick. I'm going to stick this in chat as well, or I'm sorry, on the events page, so you guys can take a look at it, and then I'm going to take the screen. All right, so give me 1 second. All right, so the link I just put in on the events page, it should be coming up here in just a moment, and I'm going to go ahead and take the screen.
Yep, just posted.
Very cool. All right, let me blow this up a little bit and make sure. I want to make sure that the cameraman isn't screwed up. You guys should be seeing the large video now, not the. Shouldn't be seeing any little images in the bottom right corner, I hope. So, all right. So this is the diagrams that I had created for the YouTube Silo Academy. I just want to walk through it very quickly. I'm not going to get into detail because that's what the course is for. It's only $7, but you guys take a look at that if you want. If you can click on any of the images, it will take you over to the sales page if you want to purchase it. But very, very powerful strategy. This pretty much reveals the strategy here, except that I go into a lot more details as to how it's working. I give some live examples and things like that inside the training itself. So it was kind of just a real quick product that we put together, something that I've been doing for a long time with my video SEO business, and it's proven to be very effective. And I know that I'm probably going to get a lot of questions from people about how to do this for local, like how to utilize this for local stuff, and we'll talk about that. Probably what I'm going to end up doing is you guys know I love to do webinars, so I'm probably going to do a webinar in a couple weeks, and for all the people that have purchased this, or for anybody that has this, let's put it that way, and talk about how we can utilize this for local stuff as well. And then also I want to talk about, there's going to be some another part to the training that is not in the members area for it yet, which will talk about how to use the playlist in kind of a real ninja way to add even more power. It's not in there yet, but we're going to talk. We'll do that either on the webinar or I'll add an additional training video. So inside the members area, it looks just like the IFTTT SEO Academy. It's on the same platform. I love this platform. This is the welcome video. If you take a look at the content, there's 2 sections to the course. There's the main training, which is the YouTube Silo Academy. If you take a look at that, we've got a total of 6 videos in here. The PDF guide, and then there's 5 training videos. And I did these using YouTube Live events. I thought that was a cool way to do it because there's no editing at all. Those are straight up like raw videos that I did during using YouTube Live, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to show you how quick you can put these together and build silo structure with playlists. And I thought that was pretty cool to do that. And then the next one is Silo Structures Explained. That's the other course. I actually just added these today because I wanted to go into a lot more detail about each silo structure and then additional strategies how you can boost and add more power to them. Okay, and that's basically where this came from. I would suggest you have that channel. We're going to have to mute some Rainer. Okay, he already muted himself. All right, so that's that. I don't want to spend too much time on that. We got a ton of questions to go over. There's something else I do want to share, though, guys. Adam and us, as he pretty much authored it, but for Semantic Mastery, we've got an Amazon book on Kindle now, guys, and that's pretty cool. And right now, it's free. If you guys go download it, I would ask that it's free. Please go get it from Amazon right now. And I'll show the screen right here. This is it, Mastering YouTube Video SEO, a Semantic Mastery. You can get it for free. I encourage everybody, please go download it. It would help us out. And if you would be so kind, since you're getting it for free, is to leave us a review. That would be awesome. You don't have to, but you can download it regardless. But it would be cool if you did. And just to show your appreciation for getting it for free, plus for maybe these Hump Day Hangouts. So that's my shameless request for.
Yeah, just so they know what they're getting. It's just a more of a reference guide. So if you want to go in there and you're looking at optimizing your channels or videos, it's kind of a handy little pocket, I guess, ebook pocket guide is kind of the way to think of it.
Yeah, so just wanted to give that out. It should be on the link should be, yes, it's on the events page. So just go check it out. It would help us out. The next thing on the list would be questions. So let me just jump back onto the events page. Okay, so questions from Mark Barron. Bradley, I stumbled onto you just a few days ago and learned Buku in just days. Do have one question though. Could you share a little more details on editing metadata in videos? I have right-clicked and when properties details, saw the details, but not where to edit them. Did I understand you correctly that MP3 tag will edit metadata in both the video and the audio portion of the video? By the way, don't stop your video info anytime soon. Okay, so on Windows 7, and that's what I have is Windows 7, right? And I even purposely bought my computer. I've got like a new laptop. I bought Windows 7 because I'm afraid to try Windows 8. I've heard crappy stuff about it, but with Windows 7, I know for sure that you can edit metadata directly. So let me just go into any video here. It doesn't matter. Let's go with. Let me just find one real quick. Let's just open this one up. If I go to Properties here, and you go to Details, right here you can edit metadata. Okay, so that's it. You right-click, go to the video file, you go to Properties, and then you click on the Details tab, and here is where you can edit metadata. So you can put a title in. Guys, I would use LSI. Remember, the file name is one thing. Then there's a title, the metadata title. Then there's subtitle. There's tags. There's comments. There's also down here, there's author, and there's genre, which you can put a real broad keyword there. Your contributing artists. Then there's also the author URL right here, the promotional URL. So you can put the publisher, you can put that. So you can put URLs in there if you wanted, if you're tying it back to a website. All that stuff's going to make a difference. Just do not take the same keyword and use it 18 times. Don't do it, okay? Just use LSI or co-occurring keywords, right? So synonyms. That's how you do it with that. Now, excuse me, there is also, we'll go to Google and we'll look for MP3 tag. I think it's made by I think it's mp3tag.de. Yeah, it's right here. And apparently, one of our, somebody that's in our circles sent us one that said that they now have one for Mac too, for Apple products. So they didn't before, but I think they do now. And if it's not right here, available on here, then I'll dig up the link because he just posted on our inside the Semantic Mastery community the other day. So let me post this link up here. Adam, I should just shoot these over to you so that I don't have to keep scrolling.
Yep.
All right,
Sounds
if
good.
you stick that on, that would be great. And again, guys, I'm sorry I left that that video link to the replay on the events page. Hopefully you all are watching it here now.
Yeah, there's still some issues with it. I'm checking it out on the side, but just telling people to watch via, if anyone's listening, watch via the event page itself. Don't click on join. It might be taking
Okay.
a while to fix itself.
All right. Well, here, give them this then. They won't be able to ask questions, but we got enough questions anyway. So here, give them that. That's the link directly to the on the YouTube watch page. Okay. You got that, Adam? All right. I guess so.
Good to go.
All right, so that's it for MP3. Yeah, as far as MP3, it does not. There's only one set of metadata on the file. Period. Okay, you can't edit the audio portions too. It's just it's the file. There's the metadata, and I just showed that. So that's it. But MP3 tag that software you can tag both videos or audio files. Okay, but there's not two separate ways to tag the same file. Is what I'm saying. If that makes sense. So, but check it out. I just posted the link, or Adam did. It's mp3tag.de. All right, so this is another one from Anna Maria. I'm sorry. Just wanted to ask this relatively simple question for the experts here. Let's say that I search for orthodontist Orlando, Florida. Is then orthodontist while location is set to Orlando. The results vary greatly between these two searches. However, Google returns local results on both occasions. Yeah, it's going to be based on IP location. All right, you'll see that biggest. What she's asking here, guys, is that if somebody searches with the geographic modifier in their search term, so like keyword plus city, right? Then it's going to return results. But what if they just search just the keyword? Well, it's going to return local results based on your IP. Right, where your IP is located. Yeah, but that's going to vary, right? I mean, for example, I live in a town called Culpeper, Virginia, and my IP, though, is quite a ways away from my internet service provider, which is Comcast, okay? And so if I do local searches, I'm not going to see, without the keyword, without the city name after it. So if I just do a keyword search instead of a keyword plus city search, it's going to return different results. So she's asking about that and why they vary. I've done some AdWords testing in various niches and realized that there's a lot more searches for keyword only than keyword city. Yeah, and a lot of that's probably because of mobile. Mobile searches they're going to know where your IP is, right? So with mobile, the GPS location and everything, it's going to know where you're actually searching. And so a lot of people are just searching for the keyword now instead of keyword plus city because it's going to return results relevant to where they're located at that time. It seems that the algo is different for these two queries since I see different results. It is. It is definitely different. Plus, mobile search is a different algorithm. It's very similar, but it is a different algorithm. It will they use different data centers and everything. So, for example, if I track video SEO a lot. Well, I track a lot of SEO, but I've tracked videos a lot because I've been doing so much video SEO stuff. And you'll see videos that will rank on a desktop search or a laptop search. That won't have ranked in mobile, and vice versa. You'll see them ranked in mobile and not ranked in desktop search, but it's the same keyword. Okay, so they're different algorithms, so that's part of it as well. But I'm having trouble figuring out the keyword-only algo. Yeah, again, it could be because there's two different types. Like I said, there's the standard algorithm, and then there's the mobile algorithm. So it could be in part because of that. I think that we really should, since it's more important and more consumers search that way based on my AdWords impressions. Yeah. One thing that you can do that I found works well for optimizing web pages and videos too, guys, by the way, for you guys doing the video SEO, is to put the zip codes on I know we've all seen those local business websites that have like 18,000 zip codes in the footer of their site. I don't suggest doing that. I suggest having dedicated pages on the site that are specific to locations. So if there happens to be, 40 zip codes for a particular city, then generally there will be boroughs or districts within that city that have their own names, and that's, that have their own zip codes. And I would suggest having separate pages on your websites with those names in the title or on those pages, and then the zip code specific to those districts or boroughs on that page. And I found that to be very effective for getting pages to rank in mobile search when people just search for the keyword and not the keyword plus city, if that makes sense. Same thing for videos. Try to be more specific in the videos. And by the way, that gives me a perfect opportunity here to talk about these right here. If somebody wants to set up playlist silos, that's a way that you could set up a silo that's based on a city. Okay, for example, if you've got, and I just mentioned, like, some cities have, like, 6 or 8 districts, and they all have several zip codes per district. So you don't want to just put, like, 40 zip codes in the file, the YouTube file. You don't want to do that, because that's spammy, and it's just I don't recommend doing that. However, what you could do is do several videos, each one targeting the district title, the name of that borough or that district, with those specific zip codes in the description. And then you make the one broad city keyword is the main video, and then you put them all into a playlist with that main broad keyword, which would be the city name, right? And then you use all those other ones, the district videos, as supporting videos, okay, which would be basically like supporting articles in a silo, right? And then you set up your interlinking. That's what I would suggest doing, and you'll see that you'll be able to rank for those terms, okay? So I hope that makes sense. That's it's kind of a tricky topic, but yeah, there's the mobile search, and I found the best way to get around doing that is to go very specific and then put the zip codes on the page as well. Okay. Gary says, hey Bradley, is there any metadata for videos you think is useless, and vice versa? Any metadata you think that helps rock out with your sock out? Yeah, like I said, just with the metadata on the video itself, I try to get as much, and I don't mean as much by stuffing as much information in as possible. I just try to use a lot of co-occurring keywords. I look for LSIs and try to get a lot of variety in there so that it will help the file to rank, or the video to rank, for much, more terms than just the main keyword. Okay, I found that semantic relevance, right? That's exactly what it is that semantic relevance of the video by getting those additional keywords in there. Have I found any metadata that is useless? No, I stick it in there. But remember, guys, the only time the metadata is going to make a difference is if you're uploading videos to YouTube. If you're live streaming, you don't have that option. Okay, so if you're doing a Hangout on Air or a YouTube live event to live stream a pre-recorded video, then the metadata doesn't matter. So save yourself the time. The only time that makes a difference is when you're uploading to YouTube. Okay. With your RSS syndication plugin, how does the use a custom URL work? Here, I've got a link right here. I'm going to stick. Adam, I'm going to send this over to you. This can be posted on the events page, please.
All right.
And this is the link to, I think I already had it pulled up. I thought I did. Maybe not. Let's just go open it up. This is the link to the page for the RSS plugin. It's got the video on how to use it. There's the button to download the plugin. Okay, if you haven't used it, guys, we're not selling this plugin. It's a free download, so it's not going to be compatible with everybody's site and everybody's host. So if you guys go to this link and download it, do not reach out to support and say it's not working, because we're not selling the plugin. If you're a paying member of one of our courses, then we can advise you as to how to get it fixed. Usually it's a hosting issue. It's your PHP version. If you've got HostGator or some crappy cheap host, it may not work. And we can't, we're not selling the plugin, so we're not supporting it much other than, hey, make sure your PHP version's up to date, okay? But if you want to check it out, it's there, and there's instructions here on how to use it, okay, Gary? But I know you asked, do you leave the URL without the HTTP? No, it's just that's supposed to be assumed. So you need to always have HTTP. By the way, if you were to try it without the HTTP / IFTTT as your RSS feed, it wouldn't accept it. It would tell you it was an invalid URL. So you have to have that anyways. Okay. Let's see. By the way, thanks for getting me hooked on video SEO. I've ranked 2 3-minute videos super fast. Love seeing them in the organic page 1 SERP results within minutes. That's awesome, Gary. And that's exactly why we like doing it too. Yeah, it's fun. I love video.
It's fun to show clients that too. Sometimes once you really get it down, you can show people.
Yeah, with the timestamp, right? It says like uploaded 17 minutes ago, and it's on page 1. That's great. So, okay, Braulio's got several questions here. That's cool. Let's go through them. First question: I'm doing local SEO and trying to rank videos for clients in the medical industry, but in a foreign language. On some of the niches that I'm trying to go for, I'm having a hard time finding live, unique content sources that publish on a weekly or sometimes even on a monthly basis to mix with my RSS feeds. Would I be in trouble with Google if I mix posts in English and a second language on the same Web 2.0 property? That's a great question, and I honestly don't know an answer for you for that, Braulio. I don't know if Hernan and Marco, you're on, right? I think Marco's on. Marco, can you speak up on that, or if you're available?
He might be having some mic issues. He's unmuted, but we can't hear him.
Well, Braulio.
No, I'm here.
You know, would he have any issues with mixing English in with his foreign language posts in the syndication networks? Would that be a problem?
Yes, it will. I had one of my money sites tagged for that. Now you can get away with it if you're further out, mixing in languages and links and everything. But if you're doing it on your money site, eventually it's going to get tagged for it and it's going to tank. I would recommend that he look for sources. I mean, you could go the things that I like to do, which is go to university websites, the medical area of the university, you know, their medicine school or anything like that. You can pull a lot of neat stuff out of that. Twitter RSS feeds, you get a lot of medical stuff in. If it's Spanish, if it's Portuguese, you can get a lot of good stuff out of that. Just go to really quality sources, government pages that are dealing with medicine, even the U.S., the Institute of Health, right? What is it, NMIH, something like that, has a page in Spanish that's updated regularly. So yeah, there are tons of sources, and if he reaches out to me, you know, I can go into my files and give him some quality stuff.
Well, there you have it, Braulio. Post a message. I know you're not in the mastermind yet, but post a message in the Facebook community or something, or actually the Google Plus, either one, the Facebook community or the Google Plus community, and Marco will jump on it and maybe give you some help with that as well, because that's not something I work. Everything I do is in the U.S. market, so that's not a question. But Marco does a lot of foreign language stuff, so you could work with him on that. Okay. Thanks, Marco. I appreciate that, man.
That's what I'm here for.
Question. On the topic of protecting your work, would something that hides your backlinks and prevents bots from crawling your network, like SpiderSpanker plugin, be something you recommend or use on your networks? Well, yeah, I mean, you could if you were using them on PBN sites, but you can't install SpiderSpanker on WordPress.com or Blogger or Tumblr, right? So it's not going to block them from crawling those. However, most of the time those links don't get indexed anyways, or at least don't get picked up by Majestic or like Ahrefs. For the most part. Some of them do, but not all of them do. You'll see them in Google Webmaster Tools, however, but you won't see them in like what Majestic and things like that. So those of you that are building networks and you're not seeing your links if you're looking at your Majestic profile or something like that, trust me, they're there. They just don't get picked up a lot of the times. And there's ways that you can force it, but my question is, why would you want to force those to be picked up and displayed for all the world to see that checked your backlink profile? And I've had that discussion with some of our mastermind members that have asked about, well, I'm not seeing my links in Majestic. And I've said, okay, well, here's how you can force it. I don't know why you'd want to, but here's how you can do it. Because if you go check Google Webmaster Tools, you'll see that those links are indeed there. They're just not showing Majestic and things like that. Now, some of them, like I said, will get picked up, but not the majority of them. So there is ways that you can force that. So likewise, most of the time people aren't going to see your Web 2.0 links anyways, Braulio, is what I'm saying. But you wouldn't be able to hide them with SpiderSpanker plugin or something to that effect, because you can't install that on those platforms. You could hide your PBN links. Personally, I stopped doing that because I felt like that was a danger, that was leaving a footprint too, so I stopped hiding those on. I don't really use PBNs like traditional PBNs anyways anymore, so I don't really care. I just stopped using that plugin. I have it too, but I stopped using it. But you know, if you're completely paranoid and you want to do it, I feel like it leaves a better chance to leave a footprint and be discovered than to not use it at all. And since I do so much Web 2 stuff now, I don't really care. I can't really hide my footprint anyways if somebody really wanted to find it, right? So, you know what I mean? But a lot of those don't get indexed anyway, so people aren't going to see them. Okay, so I hope that answers. Since the IFTTT recipes already include attribution links back to the video in the channel, I would only need the Yoast plugin or the RSS syndication plugin if I use WordPress site. I know you recommend doing so to embed those same videos. Am I right? I am asking because in the case that I want to rank the videos first and then rent them to potential clients later, I wouldn't have a specific website to point to, just the video SERPs. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you don't need, let's see, video. Yeah, you don't need the plugin or anything. If you're just building video networks, you don't need the plugin. You don't need to use Yoast. If you build a companion website later, then and you're going to syndicate there as well. See, like guys, like for example, like I build the channel first, right? And I start syndicating stuff from the channel. If I find something that I'm going, like an asset, a particular network that I'm going to produce a ton of videos on, or broadcast a ton of videos from, I should say, then I'll build a companion website. And then what I'll do is I'll first syndicate from my main money, or my money channel, right? And then I'll take that video and embed it onto a self-hosted WordPress site that would be the companion money site, right? The companion website for the channel. And then that channel, that website has its own IFTTT networks. So essentially it gets syndicated twice. The point of origin being the YouTube channel on the first network, and in the second network, the WordPress.com site, self-hosted WordPress site, would be the point of origin for the second broadcast of the same video. Okay, and that's very, very powerful. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do, and in that case, you'd want to use the attribution plugin, could be Yoast or it could be our plugin, because then what it's going to do is when it syndicates out from the WordPress, your self-hosted WordPress site, it's going to build links back to your site. Okay, and that's how you start to build juice and power back to that companion money site, if that makes sense. All right, but you don't need it if you're just doing video networks. Fourth question: I've learned a ton about ranking videos for local and client SEO from the IFTTT course, and I'm aware that it can be used for almost any type of SEO, such as affiliate programs, CPA, etc. But I'd like to know if you have specific training for each of these. Could be in the form of case studies, for example, inside Semantic Mastery, and what sort of monetization strategies do you teach? Yeah, most of the stuff that we teach has been based around local stuff, to be honest. I'm getting into, and my other, my outside of Semantic Mastery, I'm getting into some lead gen stuff that has to do with like CPA and national terms and stuff like that. And I'm sure that there are other members that have more affiliate experience than I do, because most everything that I have done is local. However, like I've said before, what we teach is absolutely still effective for CPA offers. It just takes more of it. Okay, so essentially, when you're targeting CPA terms or affiliate terms, you're going on a national or even a global scale, right? So it's the same principles that we teach. It's just on a larger scale. You need more networks. You need have more authority on your sites, that kind of thing, and more of an authority channel. Hey, one of the things, like just showing you guys with this, with the well, not this one, with the YouTube silos, this is going to help you to be able to rank videos very, very good for even some tough terms, national, global, whatever. Because if you set up these silos properly with playlists, and you do what the course teaches, especially with the IFTTT networks, when you put them together, it's incredibly powerful. Okay, the more depth to the silo, the stronger the entire silo becomes. All right, and again, this is all covered in the course, guys. So check it out. But what I'm saying is, for CPA and affiliate stuff, it's no different than local. It just requires more of it. Does that make sense? So you need bigger networks. You need more properties. So when I build, like for example, the network that we built for this training, it's not necessarily just for this training. It's to be used for multiple reasons. We're going after some pretty broad keywords, SEO keywords especially. And so it's called How To SEO. That's the network that I built. And there's 16 freaking networks in that. That's awesome. It's like 352 properties that we broadcast across, and that's pretty cool because it's it's powerful. And we're going after some tough competition. You don't need that when you going after local. You can get away with 4, 6, 8 networks, something like that. But when you're going with the broad terms, you're going to want to go with a lot more. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, last thing, would you mind showing what the inside of Semantic Mastery looks like? A brief overview of the materials taught, case studies, training videos, etc., and how you have the content organized. Great question, Braulio. Thank you for asking, actually. Yeah, sure. I'll show you the inside. This is the Google Plus community. and this is where everything is housed. All of our training, all of the discussions, everything, it's all in here. Okay, this is a Google Plus community-based mastermind. I'm a Google guy, so I love this. Another reason why I love Google Plus is because it's got the search bar here, and it's powered by Google Search, so it makes it easy to find stuff when you're looking for it. However, that said, we have several new members that have come in recently, and some people have asked if we could kind of put together a where to start document, so because there is a ton of content in here. And so Adam, he actually was so gracious to put something together in the last couple days for our new members. It's called Mastermind Overview, and this is something that you get access to. It's in the sidebar of the community, but it takes you through hey, this is where you should start. Here's some links to some resources, some advanced training topics, all that. So we're working on trying to organize a better way to make it easier for new incoming members to get to what they want right off the bat, because there is a lot of stuff in here already. Semantic Mastery.
Right now it's on a little bit of a, it's a good information overload, but that's what we're trying to help people work through.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What Adam just said. We've been a small group. We weren't public at all until recently. We've been a small group for well over a year, and so we've got a lot of content in the community already. And so because of that, I can see how somebody coming in that isn't familiar with all that we've done over the last year would be kind of overwhelmed. And we found that out because we've had a lot of new members come in the last few weeks, and so we're trying to accommodate you guys the best that we can. So, this is a growing process, guys. We're working it out. We're going to do what we can to make it as easy as we can for you, okay? And so that's, anytime we have suggestions, we take them. We have weekly meetings, my partners and I, and we talk about feedback and things like that and how we can make it better for you guys. So just keep that in mind. This is inside. I mean, we've got a ton of stuff. Take a look at this over here. These are all the different categories. And most of the stuff is video based, because we do a lot of webinars and everything else, but there's also some really good discussions, and we've got links to resources over here in the sidebar, and we're constantly adding stuff. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, and also just to add on to there too, some of the stuff you're not seeing, but I can't remember if you've gotten or not, but obviously there's the IFTTT SEO Academy, now the YouTube Silo Academy, the Outsourcer Training Area, the Trello board. So all this stuff is available for Mastermind members, but that's not stuff we're going to openly share right now.
Yeah, like the Trello boards and things like that. Those are, like I said, I had been running my outsourcing team using Asana and Google Docs forever. And then Peter Garrity introduced me to Trello many, many months ago, and I realized immediately the power of that, and so I had taken all of my systems that I had created for my outsources and my team and moved them on to Trello, and our productivity went up almost instantly, and I was able to start bringing on more outsourcers, more VAs, and training them using that system that I had developed, but it was in kind of, like I said, in disarray until I got it in the Trello, and now it's much more organized, and it's a great system, and that's part of the Mastermind. If you're a full Mastermind member, you get the outsourcer training too. However, that said, that brings us to another announcement that we're going to make, and I'm going to try to get through a few more of these questions because I know we still have some. But we are also considering, and this is one of the questions on the survey for those of you that are IFTTT SEO Academy members that are going to get the survey emailed to you. We're considering offering Done For You network builds, okay? Because a lot of you still don't want to go through the hassle of hiring your own VA. We put the outsourcer training portal together because that is going to be your most cost-effective way to build out your business, is by using outsourcers. But I know a lot of you aren't ready to pull the trigger because you still got to manage. You got to hire and manage your outsourcing team, and that in itself is very time-consuming. We've tried to shorten that process with the outsourcer training portal as much as possible, but there is still a learning curve in managing a team of virtual assistants. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. What we teach helps you to train them, but you still need to manage your own outsourcers. You need to hire and screen them, and that in itself can be very time-consuming. We understand that. We've had a lot of requests for people saying, "Well, who do you recommend to build these and build that?" So we decided that we're asking in the survey if you guys would be interested, if we have enough interest in us developing Done For You network builds. They're going to be fairly priced. There's no question, especially for anybody that's a mastermind member. Especially, you guys are going to get a discount just as you do all of our products that are under $500. You guys will get for free, and anything over that you get a significant discount on. But for those of you that aren't, then we're still going to price them very, very fairly and competitively, and they'll be done right. They'll be done to our standards, okay? So I know a lot of you guys are trying like Fiverr gigs and things like that, and that's great. If they work for you, then great. But we will have them built out and tiered out properly to our standards, exactly the way that we teach. And so just if you guys have enough interest in that, let us know. Those of you that are getting the survey, let us know there. Those of you that are not getting the survey, post them in the groups if you want, if you would have an interest in that. Okay?
Cool.
All right. So the next
question. Bill Thomas.
Bill Thomas. All right. Hi, Bradley and partners. Thanks for your services to the group. Much appreciated. Question. I have a video or two that has over 100,000 views that generate lots of leads for my local roofing business. If I wanted to edit titles, tags, descriptions, or even part of the videos, would YouTube start over with views? No, not at all. Not as long as you're editing them in YouTube. Obviously, if you edited like another file and uploaded it to YouTube, it would start as a new video. Would YouTube consider it a new video? If you want, I don't want to screw things up. No, not at all. If you go into YouTube and edit the description or the title or the tags, you can even edit like by cutout sections using the here, let's just go into one. Let me just go into one real quick and I'll show you. I can just pick any video here, but let's just say this one here is a clip from episode 13. If I hit the edit button here and we go to enhancements, right here you can use, let me pause it, you can use the trim function here. If you needed to shorten, like cut off the front of the video or cut off the back, or in fact you can even split the video and cut out sections, and you can do all of that, and then once you're done you hit done and then you hit save, and it will re-render the video, but it will not change the URL. Okay, so it's not going to change that, and it will not affect your view count either. All right, the only time that it's going to give it a new URL and wipe, like basically it starts over, is if you use the youtube.com/editor function, which I can show you that here. You go to youtube.com/editor and you start to create a video down here using the editor, then it's going to give you a new URL. It's going to see, because it's a create video, not edit video button. Does that make sense? So no, I've actually tested that just to be sure, but if you change stuff around, it's not going to, if you edit titles and tags and things like that, it's not going to make a difference. You can even, like I said, using the enhancements screen, you can even edit sections of the video out and it will not affect it. It's only when you use the YouTube editor. Okay, Nicholas says, I'm going to be building a link building campaign for a non-profit business. What would be the best sites to aim for backlinks from? Is there any part of off-page SEO more important than backlinks now? Yeah, social engagement, okay, so the things that make up trust flow, which would be engagement, authority, relevancy, traffic. Those are all very, very important metrics that are not necessarily traditional off-page SEO, right? And so there's what I would suggest for nonprofit businesses. Think about this: press releases, right? Everybody likes to get behind a good cause, and I'm assuming that that's what you mean by a nonprofit business. That there's some sort of cause behind it, right? People like to get behind that kind of stuff. So press releases would be a great way to generate a lot of social buzz and get some high-powered media backlinks, from backlinks from media sources back to your website, as well as generally, like I said, a lot of people get behind causes. So take those press release links and then push those out across Facebook groups, Twitter. I don't know if Twitter has groups. I'm not much of a Twitter user, but I'm sure there's some way that they segment or categorize stuff like that. Google Plus groups, anywhere where you can find, probably Facebook would be huge for that kind of stuff. Anywhere where you can find a concentration of people behind that cause, you can take those press release links and publish, share them over there, and you'll get a ton of social activity and engagement through those links back to the website, and that traffic alone, that traffic signal, will help it to rank. So I would suggest starting with press releases and then also sharing those press release links over in some forums and groups and things like that, communities that are based around that cause, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. We got one from Jason. Hey, Jason. He says, how unique should each video description be? This would be for a niche in multiple cities. You know, it depends. I mean, it depends. One thing you can do is if you're doing this for like lead gen, I think Jason, you are. You could go buy like a super spun document, guys. I'll share. There's a great resource for this that I've used for a ton of my video stuff. This guy is awesome. The guy that always responds after I make a purchase, his name is Keith. I don't know him personally, but I've bought a ton of these. Guys, hopefully I don't share this and then you guys back him up and he doesn't do work for me anymore. I'd be mad. But superspunarticle.com here, Adam, I'm going to stick it in your chat if you can post it on the page, please.
Yep.
This guy for $49 you can get. Oh wow, they went up. I'll be damned. It's now $69. It was $49. I swear to God, just 2 weeks ago, it was $49. But that's all right. It's still worth it. If you're going to be doing a lot of videos and around one particular niche, then I would suggest you order a super spun article from him, and then you can just, each time you go to do another video in that niche, you just unspin a version of it, right? So you just put it into a spinner and get an unspun version out of it, and then use that. And that's what I've used for a lot of video SEO stuff. Works very, very well. Okay. All right, so the next question. Let's see. How do I connect to this, Valerie? Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, that was completely my fault. I apologize. You guys can catch the replay. I messed up by not swapping out the links properly. So let's see. Sandra, since we're on the subject of managing clients. Hi, Sandra, by the way. She likes my French. she'll laugh at that, I think. Since we're on the subject of managing channels, I have a local client who wants a website, Google+, Facebook, etc., and probably some videos. Since the company will have a Google+ in its name, how do I build up a channel that I control so that I can rent out the videos? Is that clear? Yeah, that's a good question. Well, you can build up the channel as long as, like, as long as they don't want it on their channel, like if they insist that the videos are on their channel. But what I'm saying is that you build up your own channel regardless, and you tell them, hey, look, you know, I'll put the videos on your channel, but I'm also going to put them on my channel, and my channel is going to be, your videos will rank. They're just going to be on my channel, and I mean, you can tell them that you can have them on your channel too. That's what I do. You know, because I don't tell people, hey, I'm going to pull your video off of your channel and put it onto mine. You'd catch a hell of a lot of resistance for that. So what I do is I just tell them, hey, I'm also going to put your video on my channel. So you can still keep it on yours, and I'm going to put it on mine because my network is such that it will rank your video. Yours is not. Does that make sense? So let's see. How do I build up a channel that I control so I can rent out the videos? Yeah, so, you know, for example, if you have the client and they have their own branded properties, which, by the way, remember, you can sell these IFTTT networks to clients. I do, right? I still build them their own IFTTT, their branded network, and I charge them $797 to do it. And it literally can be outsourced for, you know, $50. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can certainly build that for them. I suggest that you do, because that's a quick cash injection for just putting something together that, you know, you do regularly anyways, number one. So go ahead and build them their own network. It's great for them. But then build your own networks anyways, right, that you're going to syndicate their video to. You can post their video to their network too, right? So you put it on their website and or their channel, and it's going to push out across their own properties. But then you're going to take that same video and put it on your own channel that's going to push across all your properties, which is probably going to be a lot more than just theirs, right? Because you'll have the branded networks, and then the persona-based networks, possibly tier 2 and tier 3 networks, all of that. So you'll end up ranking their video on your own networks, but they'll still have the benefit of having it on their channel as well as pushed out across their social media sites. Because that's generally all the businesses usually care about, is not that they're on WordPress and Blogger and Tumblr and all that. Usually the businesses only care about Google+, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe Pinterest, depending on the business, right? So that's what I would suggest. All right. Okay, so we got maybe.
Looks like BJ's got the next question. We'll try to wrap up a few of these shorter ones, hopefully.
Yeah, because we've only got 8 minutes left, and we're gonna tie it up. By the way, guys, anybody that missed the first part of this because I screwed up, YouTube Solid Academy is live. Go check it out. It's only $7. If you're an IFTTT member, we're going to send out the survey link as soon as we're done, and you guys will have the opportunity. That survey link is going to be valid until noon on Friday. So if you want to get the YouTube Solid Academy free, just purchase IFTTT Academy. Let us know. Send us a ticket to support saying with your PayPal ID, and we'll send it to you. Also, the Amazon book, guys, scroll down to the bottom. And probably Adam, you might want to post these links again up at the top when we're done.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But the Amazon book is free. Guys, go download it, and it would help us out if you just download it for us. Number two, if you want to be so kind as to leave us a review for the Amazon book, that would be great. But that's not, required. So BJ says, I thought you shared an article about the switchbox method. Do you teach that inside Semantic Mastery? Yes. It's Terry Kyle calls it switchbox SEO. It's something that we had been doing anyways before that, but he put a fancy name on it. It's a great name. Terry Kyle's Traffic Hacks, SEO Traffic Hacks. He's got a lot of great stuff in there, guys. But he calls it switchbox SEO. And yes, we teach something very similar. We didn't have that fancy name, but I'm happy to use his name and give him credit for it. So. But yes, that is something that we absolutely teach inside. In fact, that is what we talk about, how we protect whenever I do client work, which, I don't recommend doing client work, but of course I still do some client work, right? And I talk about how I always use 301 redirects so that I'm always building links to my domain instead of my client's domain, but they get the benefit of that link juice as long as they're paying me. And as soon as they stop paying me, I can unredirect that link, and I get my site to rank where their site used to rank. And it's only fair. It was my work, right? As long as if they're not paying me, why should they keep it? I don't recommend building other people's assets. You can build your own asset, but give them the benefit of it. And that's one of the ways you can do it. You can call it just 301 redirects, which is what I've always called it, or you can call it switchbox SEO. It's the same thing. It's one and the same. Okay? And yes, we talk about that. We show you exactly how to do it inside the group, as well as we talk about some
sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Adam.
No, sorry, I was just saying thought you were done, but ended up trampling on you there.
No, that's okay.
Looks like Scott was asking what's the process for YouTube silo training if they're members. If you're IFTTT members, you will be getting an email with the instructions in that, so don't sweat that. We'll be sending that out soon. And then Sandra's got the next SEO question here.
Okay. Gary put the MAC link for MP3 tag on the events page here, guys. So I was talking about that. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that, man. Very cool. Nicholas, should I answer this? Did I miss it?
That's just a repeat. He wasn't able to get in early, so he I don't think he saw. It's a repost of the question you answered about the nonprofit. So he's got that, and if not, it'll be on the replay.
Yeah, Nicholas, catch the replay. You will have already heard it by now, anyways. So. Scott, okay, you just answered that. Thanks. I'm sorry, Adam. You just told me where to go, and I still look. I'm just this habit, dude. Old habit.
Just trying to keep us cruising here in the last couple minutes.
Sandra says about video metadata. In my research, I found that when you upload a video to a video site like YouTube, the metadata is stripped. Yeah, I've heard that too, Sandra. But I can tell you from testing with absolute certainty that by having the metadata, I've seen better results. And I hear you. I've heard that for years now, that the metadata is stripped when you upload. At the point at which you upload, it is stripped. But I have absolutely tried that and tested that, and I have seen better results with metadata. So you remember, Google tells you stuff all the time because they don't want you to do what they don't. If they tell you something no longer works, it's only because it really, really works well. Does that make sense? They do that all the time. They tell you, well, this is no longer going to help. It's useless for you to do this anymore. Well, that means do more of it, is what that means. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That is why you have to fill everything out on that site. That is the metadata. However, it is not the case for custom thumbnail. You can add metadata to the JPEG file. Do you agree? Yeah, sure. I mean, anywhere that you can add metadata before inserting it into a site, it's going to help, in my opinion, and then through my testing. Again, though, I rarely upload videos to YouTube anymore. I do everything through Hangouts on Air or live stream, mainly YouTube live events, mainly YouTube live events. And in that case, you can avoid or skip doing metadata stuff because it's not going to make a difference. You're live streaming, you're not uploading, and so there's no room for metadata. There's nowhere you can even insert it. So for that, I'd say skip it, save your time. But if you're going to be uploading video files, I would still add the metadata because like I said, I've tested that and I've seen better results that way. Okay. Anything else, or are we
Let's
wrapping
see,
up?
we got. I think we can do one or two more here. I think we got a few minutes. Clifton is asking, do you use Super Spun for Serp Shaker also?
No, it can't be super spun because it's too heavy on the plugin as the servers. Let's put it that way. If you do a local site build, so essentially if you set up like a local host server on your own, like on your desktop, WAMP server, they teach this inside the Serp Shaker plugin training, how to set up a local host server on your own machine, and then you build the site there, and then you just clone it and transfer it to a WordPress, to a hosting account. If you do that, then I think, yeah, it should be fine. But I've tried using SuperSpun documents as the main body of the article when I've let the server build it, and it's crashed the server before. It's time to site out and things like that. So I would suggest no. Just use the SuperSpun for the dynamic closing paragraph, and just use a well-spun but not a super-spun document. There's a difference between a super spun and an ultimate spun is the level at which it's been spun. I don't want to confuse anybody, but you don't want to go with something too highly spun if you're using the server to do the build, because unless you've got like an industrial strength server or VPS or a dedicated server. Okay. Jason says, Brad, I was speaking to rent videos out. Thanks in advance. I'm not sure what that means. It's not really a question. Jason, just reach out to me in the Facebook group, man. I'll answer your question, I promise. Where is the attribution plugin? It's in that link that we shared. Adam, if you want to share that again. Oh, you already
Yep,
did.
just put it back in there. We should be good.
Did. They read it before stripping it out, Ken Roberts says. Yeah, see? Thanks, Ken. So you're basically agreeing with what I said, that it does give it a boost, the metadata he's referring to. What software do you use to replay a video through YouTube live events? I use Wirecast, although I've also got Hangout Millionaire, which is by Peter Drew. Very expensive, but it's a good tool if you're doing like spam videos. What I mean by that is they're not the greatest of videos. You can do broadcasting with, like, so part of like what I do with Serp Shaker, where I identify keywords that I can rank, I can do that with videos using a tool like Hangout Millionaire. I know some people have used YouTube Live Commando, which is again an Anthony Hayes product. I have that, but I've never even tried to use it. I don't know. Adam, you've had it. You've used it, right?
Yep, which one was that again? Sorry, I was typing some stuff
YouTube
up.
Live Commando?
Yeah, I like it. I've had some issues with scheduling, but I mean, if you're not trying to do hundreds of videos, I haven't had any issues, and it works well.
Yeah. And then there's also the Wirecast. Wirecast is a way to do it manually, one video at a time. It works well. That's what I do for clients. Like, for example, if a client already has a video, and that's typically how I do video SEO for clients. Like, I do a lot of spam videos to identify keywords and also for like lead gen stuff. But when it comes to doing client video SEO, like I use their already pre-produced videos, right? Because it's generally higher quality and all that. And so for that, I'll use Wirecast and upload it manually. And we also have training inside the community, the mastermind community, for how to do that. I've got a 3-video series that I did specifically showing how to use that. Wirecast is free, by the way. It's 100% free.
Yeah, and also a little caveat on that. Wirecast may be the way to go right now. YouTube Live Commando, I don't believe is being sold right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back, because it's
Clifton says he uses. Yeah, and Clifton says he uses Hangout Millionaire with pre-made vids, and yes, you can do that. That's absolutely right. You can get pre-made videos done, Fiverr, Odesk, whatever, and use that with Hangout Millionaire. Hangout Millionaire is cool. It's a bot, and it's an advanced bot, so it is buggy at times. It will hang up on you and things like that, but it's cool because it can automate. It's kind of like Serp Shaker for videos, if that makes sense. So check it out. It's Peter Drew. It's a good product. Like I said, it's a bit buggy at times, but it's a good product. So it's expensive, but it works well. Okay, I think we're done, right?
Yeah, we are all caught up.
Okay, it's 5:02. That was perfect timing. Guys, again, I apologize for the the video screw up in the beginning. I'll make a note of that for next time. But appreciate you guys being here. We will send out the survey to IFTTT subscribers. We're going to send that out as soon as this Hangout is over. We'll get that emailed out. So guys, check that out. You'll know at the end of the survey how to get the product for free. It'll tell you at the end of the survey. So anybody that has purchased beyond now, between now and Friday at noon, just send us a support ticket with your PayPal ID or transaction number, and we'll send you the link to the survey private. And other than that, appreciate you guys being here. This was a good hangout. There was a lot of questions. So guys, post your questions when I send the event out for next week. Post your questions early, because that's the only way they're all going to get answered usually. And appreciate you guys being here. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Marco.
All right, Brad.
Have a
Take
good
care.
one, you guys.